Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes. How are you guys all doing?
Good.
Yep, pretty
Good,
good.
good, good. So, you arrive at the manor. It is still morning time, and you are brought into the courtroom. This is not like a legal courtroom; it's where they hold court. Think a throne room like in King's Landing or something, but much, much smaller. Much smaller. It's got room for maybe a. It's probably the size of a modern day. Ooh, I'm trying to think of a good.
It's like the one in Game of Thrones, but in oh god, Winterfell.
I don't remember what that
You
looks like though.
you have like that small scene where it's like Bran overhearing
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a room maybe 15 feet wide, 20 feet wide at the most, 30 or 40 feet long. No pillars, and an elevated dais with a chair on it where the Baroness would sit. But she's not here right now. You're brought in as a guard on the door, and you wait. And 15 minutes later or so, maybe 20 minutes later, the Baroness herself arrives, takes the steps, and sits down on the. Wouldn't call it a throne, it's too regal, but sits upon the chair. Beatrix Velmont is 42 years old. She has been running this town for a while now. Her husband, David, is 47, but she is the daughter of the previous ruler, so he has no actual power. He's um, I guess like the what's the queen's husband's name?
In England,
Yeah,
he's the Duke of Edinburgh.
yeah, that guy. No real. He
He's
just
also a
chills.
prince of Greece, I think.
Really?
Yeah, he's Greek. And the
Huh.
Queen's German. So there you go.
Anyway, yeah, she takes a throne and sits, looks over you, and says, "I hear there has been an attempt, or there plans to be an attempt on your life." Her daughter, Stella, is beside her watching. She's 23 years old and stands to inherit the throne, or the seat. So she attends these meetings but doesn't say anything.
I wink at her.
She's engaged.
It's okay. Do it anyway. It's not official yet.
That's true. Lord Twin Towers nods and repeats the whole story back to her and the plan of sending Tyrus with some knights and some men at arms and all that stuff to do the deed. And she listens intently and then turns to Van Helsing and says, "You there, cleric. I don't think we've had the chance to meet yet."
Not as of yet. I work at. I'm in the trade district, right? Like the merchant district.
Yes.
Okay. I run the temple in the merchant district. I have not had the chance to visit this courthouse as of yet.
Greetings, then.
Greetings.
She looks around, goes, "You," pointing at Malachi. "Aldrich has told me of your father's ills. I am sorry for his problems."
Thank you for your kind words.
Cocks her head at the gnome. And Mr. Gnome,
Yes?
your people do us honor to live in our town. I know
Oh.
some may not look at you with kind eyes, but new perspectives are always appreciated. And we hear you serve great ale. I happen to have a cask here myself.
I'm so very glad to hear it, and by all means, madame, the honor is all ours. I bow slightly.
And she turns to Croak and says, "And you are the one who was witness to these discussions, these plots and plans?
I am indeed.
Tell me, what have you heard?"
Well, you see, there's this man Spike that after the untimely death of Sir Edgar has been plotting to step into the what perceived void of power there and elevate himself to the kind of status of a minor noble. And he knows that his only resistance to that would be that of Mr. Twin Tower, and somehow he seemed to have known about my self and my companion's relationship with the Twin Towers, and asked me to help him lay an ambush for the Lord, of which I did not immediately refuse because I knew that I see a clever man in a greedy man. I thought perhaps we could ambush him instead and end this problem once and for all.
And what do you think of the other plan to surround the village with men and take it more peaceably without violence?
Well, it's a good plan if it works and we catch him unawares, it will be fine. But I fear that someone who is willing to stoop so far as to murder a lord is going to be on high alert for the possibility of my own double crossing him. So I believe it would be very likely he would attempt to flee and have posted some kind of watch to prevent such a occurrence from happening.
And how many men does he have?
He has at least 10 that I know of, men at arms and family, and I know that he is attempting to spread word and rally troops from the village and nearby villages as well.
And his name? This usurper's name?
He goes by Spike. That's the name he told me.
Ridiculous. Well, she turns to Tyrus. Mr. Tyrus, do you think it's 20 footmen, 2 knights, and yourself will be enough to take this serf? Tyrus nods and goes, well, a couple of them might get away, but they see everyone else arrested and hung for the crimes. They'll disappear. We may not catch them all, but we will destroy their ambition and any hopes they have for trying again. Does anyone else have anything they want to say? She's kind of looking over the whole room with any other words sort of look.
No, I just kind of stand there.
Yeah, no.
Croak, what is your charisma score?
13.
Okay. We will follow Tyrus's advice. I will dispatch 20 of my footmen immediately. You can take one of my retainers. There's still time, I believe, to get to this. What was this village is called? Burnshire?
Yes.
We'll send men out at once. Bring them back. And I have already heard. Has anyone else been witness to these plans?
My friend the gnome was there when I was approached by Mr. Spike.
Master Gnome, what is your name?
Corny, madame.
Corny. What? Do you have anything to add?
Not that I can think, my lady. Though this all smells so arcadey. The matter should be dealt with forthwith. Be sure. I'd rather not turn this into a tour.
Well, she waves. See to it. Bring them back alive if possible. If not, so be it. And we will then make plans to head to... Oh God, what's it called? Hillfort. Where... to speak with the Count about their hanging. The rest of you... I think my men know where to find you if need be, and we will gather you and let you know when we are to head to Newfort, not Hillfort, Newfort.
Very well. On an unrelated note, have you, or perhaps I speak out of turn. I believe this is something for Malachi to speak of.
Mr. Malachi, do you have anything else
Or
that
wait,
I need?
we didn't already secure like the wizard going over to cure his father, have we? We still have to talk to him about that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to speak to Aldrich personally. I don't think it's anything to do with the Baronet.
Oh, okay. All right.
I say, no, milady, I think everything that needs to be said has been said. Your decisions are just and well informed.
Excellent. If you need to speak with Aldrich, one of my men will show you to his door.
I'll look at Lord Twin Tower.
Lord Twin Tower just nods and says, nothing. He just nods and
Yeah.
gives you a wave.
I say thank you and then bow.
Okay. The court is dismissed. The party of 4 heads off to the door, being led by a servant who stays with you to help guide you back out of the estate. There's just a door kind of at this corner. It looks like a turret has been added to the back of the estate. And so you've got this slightly rounded wall with a door in the middle that is locked. Is there anything else?
So now that the audience is over, we're literally just gonna like leave and go head up there to the village like within an hour or something. Or are we?
I think they said that they were going to go with ours, did they not?
They're going immediately. Do you guys want to
Okay.
go with them?
Is it going to take some time for them to like organize themselves?
They've got the footmen on hand and the knight on hand. So they have everyone here. It'll take maybe half an hour to gather everyone together, and then they're gonna take off right away.
I don't think your messenger plan is gonna work out.
No, I don't think so either. Scrap it. All right. No, I guess we just wait to see what happens. Or at least that's what Kirk does. Maybe it's time to go get some giant hair.
Wait, what? We don't have to do the giant thing anymore.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping
No,
that Twin Tower is going to accompany me to speak to Aldrich, or he's going to speak to Aldrich on my behalf.
Here goes the option for thousands upon thousands of experience.
Oh, come on, guys.
Look,
Slow and
it's
steady
fine.
wins the race,
Yeah,
Neil.
slow and steady keeps us from dying. We could level up fast, but
All we've got to sort out is another 23 administrative problems, and we'll be level 3.
Right? Yeah. We're like the ultimate outsourcing group. We're perfect.
And
let's at least. I want
Softcore
to-
sissies is a better name for this
2018, we can
crew.
go and fight some goblins.
Yeah.
I want to at least hit level 2 before I die. Can we wait before going on the giant adventure, please?
No, we don't need to kill the giants. It's fine. We can kill giants for fun later.
Okay.
At some point or another.
Twin Tower's got my back here.
All right. You guys knock on the door. Aldrich comes down after actually quite a ways of waiting.
Aldrich, and I
Oh,
say,
Malachi, what are you doing here? How did you get in?
I am here with Lord Twin Tower. And I step to the side. I assume he's with me.
No, he went off. He didn't follow.
I probably. I don't know if I actually go to speak to Aldrich on my own. Then
I mean,
I kind of want Twin Tower to speak on my behalf. Or
okay. Well, that would have So if you had mentioned to ask him to come with you,
yeah.
yeah, he would do it.
He said we'd speak to Aldrich when we were there.
Mhm. Okay, so he does come with you if you requested of him. So
Okay. Yeah.
same. So what did you want? How did you want to introduce to him?
I say, Aldrich, I'm here with Lord Twin Tower, and I step aside. And I say, he will lend me the gold required for your services.
Excellent. I will have my spell prepared tomorrow morning.
Am I there?
Yes.
Okay. I say, is that would you still be willing to purchase giant's hair? Should we at some point in the future go out to retrieve it?
Yes. In fact, I have a list for you. If you come across any of the following,
Sweet.
please hold them for me.
Let's find some easier monsters to kill.
I have no plan. I don't plan to go out there immediately. This will be an endeavor that likely takes some time. So if
Sure.
you need these items immediately, we might not be the people to ask. But if you're willing to wait for a while, it may very well be something.
These
that we
are
do.
things I need. By the time you get them, I may no longer have a need for them, but you lot seem like you travel about quite a bit. I need slime from a giant slug, hair from a giant, enough to braid into a belt. I need eyes of an ogre, as well as their testicles, and the tail of a Wemmick, preferably tails of many Wemmicks. He pauses and looks at Lord Twin Towers, kind of narrows his eyes and says, "You don't need to kill them, but if you find dead Wemmicks, their tails would be useful."
Very well.
All right. Well, I say, Aldrich, thank you again for your services. I trust to see you at first light. Obviously, time is of the essence.
Hmm. I hope your father makes it until then.
I too hope.
Would quick question, would like a healing spell help with that? Would it like delay him dying?
You don't know.
That's not something that like clerics would
It really
figure out.
depends on the source of the ailment.
But it wouldn't do any harm.
I think at some
Probably
point
not.
I've probably asked you to maybe come and see him anyway.
Yeah, I think because they're gonna leave in like what, half an hour ish. Part of me wants to go up there and just kind of like accompany them for that. But I think I'll wait and see what the group is saying. But I might offer to like cast a healing spell on him, which might not do much good, but it might help preserve him until tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
If Malachi wants me to.
yeah, definitely. I think that Malachi will agree to that.
Okay.
Be grateful even.
Yeah. In that case, I will. Yeah, I'll just cast Cure Light Wounds on his father before. So wait, are we going like for the rest of the party? Are we planning to like follow this whole troop as they go up to Burnshire?
I don't
Or
think
just kinda
so.
head back?
It's not my intention.
No.
All
I
right.
mean, you've kind of concocted this whole thing, Krog.
I have, and it seems that it's been seen through.
I mean,
My purpose was to get him in an ambush, and I was hoping to benefit a little from that, but it seems like this is just out of my hands at this point. So I guess we'll just get my revenge without any money.
I think Malachi would usually be motivated to try and go along and perhaps eke out some benefit for himself in the ashes of Spike's downfall. But given the circumstances, I think I'd probably.
I fear with 20 footmen and a night or two there, and Mr. Tyrus, the looting will be very closely monitored.
Yeah, so with and with the other distractions, I think I'm prepared to just let them go on their own, unless there's a strong alternative view from the rest
then
of the
it
party.
seems we have nothing to do. Should we consider traveling out into the wilds? We have no great need, but we do stand to gain a lot from it.
I'm looking over this list. Giant slugs. Know anything about them?
You want nothing to do with giant slugs.
You do not want to go anywhere near giant slugs.
No, giant slugs are terrifying.
All right then. Ogres.
Ogre hill
we could
giant.
probably kill one.
At a range,
kill it,
yeah,
okay.
totally.
We
Yeah.
can kill an ogre. Not before someone got there.
I feel like our goal here, if we do go in the wild, should be, I'm speaking as a player here, should be to like not immediately attack the first thing we see and hope that we can resolve. Like if we meet a giant, obviously we don't want to fight it. If we meet a giant, it's either going to be, when you have the fight or flight response, it's going to be flight. But you want to try and negotiate with them like, hey, we'll give you like a big tank of ale if we can have some of your hair.
Yeah.
Good luck convincing an ogre to give up his testicles, huh?
Yeah, we'll have
No, we'd have to kill that.
but like Wemmick tails. If we
They're not
found
going
like
to give
dead
that
Wemmick,
up either.
I don't think they give it up. But if we found dead Wemmicks,
Yeah.
We could just, this is a really dumb idea, but what if we just followed around a giant and if it happens to kill anything that we need? Or maybe if our more slimy friend did that.
oh man.
I mean,
Is
I don't-
there
you
a
wanna-
need to just trek out into the wilds? Like that
Not
seems
really.
abnormally dangerous.
No, we can.
And we weren't
No.
willing to do it to save Malachi's father, but we're willing to do it because we're bored.
Well, okay. Here's my logic here. Since we're apparently not going to accompany these soldiers up to Burnshire, we have nothing to do.
Yeah, what are we gonna do?
Well,
I'm gonna go shortchange some merchants and pick some pockets. I don't know about you.
I'll go
man,
brew some
we have-
ale,
We
man.
have an
Yeah.
hour to kill here. Like we have an hour left in the session. We should probably find something to do with it.
we could
Well,
we could
hold
offer-
on. Let's just move on to the next day. Let's take it one step at a time.
Things are happening.
Okay.
There's plenty of things going on in the
Yeah,
world.
like I'm cool with waiting a few days. Running the temple for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
Actually
there's no
doing our
inclination
jobs.
to go and follow the people. I don't think.
hmm
So-
What happens with Malachi's father then? If we're
The
leaving?
next morning, everyone gathers, waiting for Aldrich the Conjurer to come down and do his deed. The sailors are gathered about. Malachi's father is weak. His skin is sappy and like just almost translucent. He seems to be wasting away. I mean, his body is still the same, but rather than having like a round belly, his belly is like flat and hanging off the sides of him. His muscles feel soft and squishy. His hair is starting to fall out. There's splotches, like dark splotches growing on his skin. Aldrich steps over him, tells you all to stand back, and casts his spell. He chants some strange words, pulls some dust out of his pocket, and drizzles it around the area, throws it up in the air. It lands on your father in a kind of a puff, and the words of magic kind of give an energy to the air, which dissipates as his chanting slows. And then he bends over and feels your father's pulse, lifts his hand, looks at his face, turns it over, tugs on the hair, which pops out. And he turns to you and says, I am sorry. Does not seem that this is a magical curse or something
be
that
a
can be
disease?
dispelled so easily.
You said you had something else to try, right?
I have a way to hold him here and to delay the effects, to suspend him, so to speak, but not for too long. It can only delay him for maybe a day or so, and he is looking very poor as it is.
Who do you think could save him? Mother Elise?
Perhaps the magic of clerics is weaker than those of wizards, but that deals in a different realm. If this is some sort of unholy magic to begin with, you may need holy magic to repair it.
Van Helsing kind of bites his lip at that magic comment, but he says, "You say this is not a magical curse.
This is magical in nature.
Could it be a magical disease?
Yes.
I believe clerics." Just kind of like.
That is exactly what I just said.
That's
The unholy filth of clerics seems to have done this to him, and you may need a good
and only
aligned
the
cleric.
holy and righteous power of clerics is capable of
Yeah.
curing it.
Yes.
This is not the time for gloating, Van. Do you
It's
have
like-
access?
I'm
To
just
this
like
spell.
cleaning an apple, leaning against the wall. Just like, oh, it's very interesting.
Do you have cure disease?
I do not, but Mother Elise would.
Aldrich nods. Mother Lise has been known to cure lepers in town from time to time.
How far away is Thornwood?
One full day if you have a horse and you don't stop. It's
Just to
about
get
50
there.
miles away. So. it's
To
quite
get
a-
there?
Yeah.
Aldrich, do you think he would be dead within 24 hours?
I am not a doctor, but anyone can look upon this man and see he is almost dead.
Can
Your
this-
spells,
you-
however.
Your spell can sustain him for a short time, yes?
For a short time.
Would he be able to be moved during that time?
Yes.
It's 50 miles. How long is the journey? Or how long would it take us to make that journey?
You got a good horse with one rider on it, you could do it in a day. A good rider and a good horse could make it in a day.
We could
So you
try
need
to
two horses, one to put the body over and another for another person to ride on and lead the first horse.
We could send Malachi up there. Like, he'd have to go on his own, but he could literally just ride there and not look back at whatever, chances his way. I know. But it's like we can't get 4 horses, but we could probably get 2.
No.
Like,
What if? How much extra weight would a gnome add? Speed penalty wise.
over 100.
Yeah.
Could we?
True.
There's no carriage, right?
No, and the carriage would go too slow.
That would
anyways.
that would slow it down a lot.
We'd have to go pretty quick on that horse.
Is he casting this spell, Neil? Like, does he want more money for that? Does he want money for the spell he's already cast?
Oh yeah, you still have to pay him for the spell he cast.
But he'll
Bitch.
is he going to still cast the spell to preserve him?
Well, you bring this up to him and he says it is a very strong spell. I have it written on a scroll. It is beyond my abilities innately. That is how strong of a spell this is. I would be using one of my personal scrolls in this matter, the cost of which is enormous.
That's likely not going to happen then. Is Mother Elise the only person in town with the ability to cure disease? Like, I'm a cleric, right? I know the other clerics in town. We've got
Cure
like,
Disease is a
clerics.
3rd level spell. Mother Elise is the only one in this town capable of casting it. There may be clerics in other nearby towns, perhaps another cleric in Thornwood that could do such things.
Is Thornwood like a reasonably sized?
Thornwood is
That's
a
where
little
she
bit
is anyway.
smaller than Shirebrook, actually.
Okay. I mean, that's as long as it's close. Like, I figure if a cleric, oh god, how long would I turned to Ulrich and say, how long would he have without this spell?
He doesn't know.
I doubt he'll make it through the night. Look at this man. He's basically dead already.
Could we make it to Thornwood and back in a day?
No.
Not altogether. Thornwood is where we were saying. It's a day away.
Did your father write a will?
Wow.
Malachi inherits everything.
Yeah.
Ship and all.
Well, hey, never mind.
I mean, I physically do not see what else to do here.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, the one thing we could maybe do, you could make it all the way there in a single day, right? He probably won't last the night if you don't take that spell. But if you put your dad on a horse and you just ride straight for I don't remember the town that Mother Elise is in.
Thornwood.
Thornwood. Okay, if you just go straight there and you like ride there with 2 horses, you might be able to get there in time. But that's the only possibility that I'm seeing.
Yeah, but the chances of him, I mean, like, look at him, right? He doesn't look like he's going to survive that kind of journey riding full speed without magic to aid him. That's right, Neil, right? It doesn't look like.
I cannot confirm anything.
You need to
It's-
alleviate my guilt.
It's the only chance you have at this point to save the character. I'm kind of wishing we had just gone straight to like fucking find Mother Elise as soon as
Yeah.
he's shown up now.
I mean, I don't even have 2 horses, right?
I'm sure we can find a way to rent 2 horses, but like that's probably the only bet you're gonna have to save them. So that's gonna be up to you because I know you literally have to ride out of town on your own with none of us to help you. You'd be going fast, but we'll just find you Shadowfax, Lord of all horses. From
Even if I get there, though, she might just be like, "Oh, I need 500 gold."
I mean, just say that Van Helsing sends you under his blessing or some shit. I don't know.
I'm struggling to act in a way that suits Malachi rather than myself. I think maybe I just let him die.
All right. I mean, death is an inevitable part of all life.
Yeah.
Don't remind me.
So I dismissed everyone from the room.
They all leave.
I sit down at the side of his bed and I like talk to my father, even though he can't respond. I just talk through like times in my life where I've had to deal with great struggle and tough decisions, and I've not known what to do. And I ask for his guidance. If there's anything in there, give me a sign. Tell me, help me, Father.
Not to ruin the moment, but would we have some of our spells like clerics? Would we keep some of our spells on scrolls?
You must be at least 9th level to create a scroll.
But would we keep some of them?
There might be some scrolls lying around one of the temples.
Like there's still like a big hierarchy of clerics in the town. Would it be possible that I'd be able to find like a cure disease scroll lying around?
It is possible.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna look around.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
Malachi-
don't mean to ruin Malachi's moment.
yeah, Malachi, you're asking your father for some sort of sign.
Yeah, like I don't think that there's a way out.
You know, a cloud passes over the sun and the whole room dims. There's doesn't seem to be any sign from him. His skin is. He feels very cold to the touch, despite the fire that the sailors have built in the room for him and the blankets that have been piled on him.
Yeah.
Looks pretty bad.
I go to the window of the room and I look out to the dock of the ship.
Does it look good, or does it feel guilty?
Bit of both. So I think, yeah, maybe this is, like the hardening of Malachi's heart. As this kind of like the decision that's been sort of in the back of his mind since this information even appeared, like that, oh, he's dying. There's always that thought at the back of his mind, like, I'd stand to inherit a lot here, but obviously at the forefront of his mind was the need to save his father. But as the possibility of that has decreased and decreased, that thought at the back of my mind's got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think maybe this is the point where I think he's made up within himself to let him die and sort of, it's going to happen anyway. I might as well take
Ooh.
advantage of it.
We lost a player.
What?
We
That's
lost
correct.
a croak.
Greg died.
Oh no.
No.
He croaked.
I mean,
Yeah. Bijan, lean to the right. A little bit more. A little bit more, and down a little bit. There you. Well, not quite that far. A little bit above the mic. You're good. Nick, go a little to the
Odd.
left, and Sean, go a little to the right. There we go. Now we're all can still be seen, even though we're in the wrong people's portrait boxes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So do I I'm gonna just start frantically searching around, see if I can find any cure disease spells on a scroll.
Which temple do you go to?
So I would know if we had it at mine, right?
Right. You know that your temple has no scrolls.
Is there somebody in the town who is higher ranked than me who I could go to for advice on this?
Mother Elise is the highest ranked, and below her is, I want to say his name is Father Owen.
I
Yes,
think
Father
that was it,
Owen.
Yeah.
He is the
so
next
I want to
highest
go to
rank.
him and ask
I'd like
if
to-
he knows of anything, and if there were such a scroll, if I would be able to use it.
Yes, indeed. I think we may have. I don't know what we have on hand. Mother Elise keeps them all in her temple.
A good friend of mine, his father has come under a magical disease, and I am incapable of I do not have the strength, Father, to cure it myself.
I am sorry, but only Mother Elise may use those. They are hers to dispense, and the High Cleric must decide what is worth using or not. They are irreplaceable.
I understand.
People die every day of disease. We cannot be pulling favors from the gods to honor our friends.
My one point to this is that this disease is magical in nature. This we have confirmed with Aldrich, which means that some cleric must have done this to him. And only by saving his life can we find more information into this.
You make a very good point.
If he dies, we lose any lead into such an investigation. We'll never know who cast that spell.
Nice.
You are absolutely right.
And if it comes down to it, I can always I do travel sometimes, and I can always keep an eye out, see if someday I plunder some tomb, and I kind of chuckle at that, and I say, and I find some sort of replacement for that scroll.
Tombs are sacred spaces.
I misspoke. I meant dungeon.
A cleric should not be plundering anything. A cleric should be instilling the people with a sense of order and goodness.
I understand. Forgive me. It is my youth. I have not quite lost my sense of wanderlust.
Yes, indeed.
But would it be possible then?
They
I
may
understand
exist, but they are Mother Elise's to give and use.
So there's no way you can make an exception. It's the only way we'll ever be able to make any headway into this investigation. We'll never track down the cleric who did this without that.
And if we do, we may still never track them down.
Sometimes you have to take the chance.
Look, there may not even be a cure disease scroll within her collection. I'm sorry, your friend's father will probably die.
Very well.
You know where her temple is, if you want to go and
I'm
ignore
not
him
gonna break in
anyway.
there.
What?
No. I'm not gonna break into her temple. Like, yeah, chaotic good, but not like I'm literally going to disobey the church hierarchy and just steal
Yeah.
the scroll. And yeah,
Okay.
I like to imagine there was a scene there where, while Malachi was deciding to let his father die and that his own life was more important and not to take that risk, Van Helsing was still trying frantically to do everything he could to save his life. So he was by far the better good person.
Yes.
I'm just making ale.
Okay.
God. People in chat are telling me to break in because it's the chaotic good thing to do. But I'm neutral good. I'm neutral good.
Well. Okay.
You do you, man.
Well,
Yeah.
if there's nothing that you guys are planning on doing to save his father's... Oh, hey! We're back!
I'm
Hey, look,
back.
we've got our thieves here.
I don't
All right.
know what happened.
It's okay.
Wait,
Sorry.
We need
who's
you
Nick?
to sneak into a
Oh, no,
church
no.
and steal a cure
Yes.
disease scroll.
Okay, I guess. Am I live?
You're alive. Everything's going fine.
Okay.
The healing,
No.
the cure, dispel magic spell failed to work,
Yeah.
and there's
So-
I
pretty much
heard
no
the dispel magic
options.
spell or
So-
the dispel magics failed, and Van Helsing was going to look in.
Yeah,
the
so
church
we
for something.
found out
That's
that there
about it.
might be a cure disease scroll, but I'm not allowed to take it, and the only person who is Mother Elise, and there's no way that we'd be able to find out whether or not we have her permission.
Okay.
So yeah, and I'm not gonna break. Like, there's a part of me that wants to, but there's also a part of me that really doesn't want to disobey the church. Like, they've done so much good that sometimes it's like just have to like trust in that higher wisdom.
Yeah. I believe that. Is there
All
part
right.
of you that wants to sort of let Croak know to get him to do it, though?
Well, if you let me know, I do like to steal things.
I feel like he would kind of go to the bar and he'd be really kind of broken up about this. Like, I feel like he's having a bit of a moral crisis, and he probably does it more subconsciously than anything else, where it's like, this guy is super seedy, but he doesn't really think it so much as he's just like complaining, like, oh my god, I know where everything is. I could just walk in there and see if she has one, but I'm not allowed to. It's not. And I feel like he just kind of rants like that at the bar and gets
Tell me some more
Malachi,
about
do you
this
go to the
church.
bar? I just want to see who all is in there while this conversation is being had.
Okay.
I'm not there.
Okay. Everyone else is pretty much there then. Corny, I don't know if you are in the room, but if you're not, you can probably hear the conversation from downstairs.
I think we should just always sit at that front table where the grate is that
Yeah.
goes down to the like, brewery room.
perfect.
So like even if Corny's not with us when we're at the half pint, he always can hear us through the grate.
You can always hear it. It's perfect.
Perfect. All right.
Plus, like we heard something through that grate once, didn't we?
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how we get adventures.
Hey.
Okay. I don't know if you guys maybe have like hang out with him while he's brewing the ale. Like you go downstairs and sit in the.
I wouldn't let
basement.
him. That's secret,
Oh.
man.
It's
Hey,
a sacred
I don't-
space.
Yeah, guys, this is sacred secret space. Yeah, I come up to you guys whenever you're having a big conversation. So
Sure. So the three of you are gathered. Continue. You're having moral problems, right?
Yeah, I feel like he's not willing to suggest it. He probably doesn't even think about suggesting it, but he's like just complaining. I feel like there's just this one part in his head that's like thinking, Croak might actually do this if I just continue to bitch about this.
I think all right, so well tell me about your church and how it's set up a little bit here. You can't walk in there? I mean, what's preventing you from walking into the room other than her words?
I'm a cleric of the church. If I were to steal that scroll, I could I could lose my position. I could lose everything.
It's not your church either, right? It's a different temple than Van Helsing.
Oh,
a-
it's a different temple.
It's in
Physically a different building.
Yeah.
Ah, I see. That's a little bit different, I guess. I thought it was in your church. Is it set up the same? Like, can you just walk in and say, hi, I'm a cleric and there's a godly need for this scroll?
I already attempted that. It's the only person with the authority to access those scrolls is Mother Elise. Neil, if I were to get on horseback and ride the whole way, would I be able to make it to Thornwood and back before nightfall, or is it just one way?
It's 50 miles. A single horse.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
no,
if
I would
you-
not.
If you were an extraordinarily gifted rider and you had 4 horses that you could switch between, you could do there and back in a day. Like, that's what the Mongols could make 100 miles in a day on a horse.
Yeah, I am not an extraordinarily gifted rider, unfortunately. So.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right. So the role play is going to be difficult here since I kind of cut out. But basically, I am definitely interested in sneaking into a church and stealing a scroll because I feel like, A, I can help Malachi out, who's a friend of mine, and B, I could probably get something else. If there's a scroll with that much power, there's probably something else in there.
I don't think Van would ever suggest it. And if you said, "Oh, I could go do that," he'd be like, "No, don't. That's not."
Well, let's do this in character. Let's not try and find a way to get out of the role-playing aspects of it. This is a role-playing game at the core.
I don't know. I feel like he's just kind of at the point. Like he was complaining about it for a while. He talked about it, and at this point, he's just kind of drinking. He's really conflicted on a moral level, but he doesn't think he can do anything about it at this point. So I feel like I've
Okay, so Croak's going to change tacks with him then. Croak's going to give him drinks and whatever, and I'm going to say things like, tell me about your staff. Tell me about who's in the temple. Tell me about where you're, like, what's in your temple? How's it situated? Like, I want to talk about your temple and then, like, take that knowledge and apply it.
Okay, so let's do some just general temple talk. All the temples in this part of the world are pretty much built the same. They might change a little bit, but they all have the same structure, which if you take a look at Roll20, you will see. There's the center area where everyone does their worshiping, and there's little altars to all the different gods. And then there's 4 larger chambers, one for the head priest, one for the acolytes, which is just kind of like bunk beds and, places where people can sleep. It's very primitive. Then there are 2 storage places, one for day-to-day materials that everyone has access to, and another door that only the head cleric or head priest, whatever, has access to. That door is locked and has a key. Now, town to town differs. Like, if you have like 3 temples in a single town, they may all use the same key, just so that way the head cleric can open all the doors. The head cleric may have a key to each different door. It varies. Van Helsing, you definitely have a key to your temple, but you don't know if your key works on any other temple doors, and you don't know if anyone else has Mother Elise can get into your storage room, your head cleric access only storage room, but no one else can. You think?
Does she carry around a big ring of keys?
Yeah, she would carry the ring on herself, or she might leave it in her chamber, but if she locks her chamber, then she wouldn't leave the key behind if she's in there. Unless that's something that she does, if she doesn't want to take it out of the room. But as you can see, the door is very visible to everyone, to anyone that might be in that main room.
Okay. Okay. So, what time of day are we at? It's evening. How late?
No, it's actually morning.
Morning.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I want to go to Frederick in Van Helsing's temple. and try to. And I would be like, Mr. Frederick, I need to check Mr. Van's quarters here. He is distraught over the potential death here of Malachi's father, and he is at the bar. I need to look for just a key for him. He asked me to come get. Could you let me into his quarters here?
Sure, of course.
Thank you,
Van
thank you
Helsing,
very
do you
much.
usually keep your headquarters locked?
I would imagine so. Probably. I mean, I feel like that's standard.
Yeah, you mean you lock your door
Yeah.
on the way out?
I
Would you
imagine
have
if I'm in
given
there-
anyone else a key to your sleeping quarters?
I feel like some of the higher acolytes in the temple would know about it. They'd know that I'm like, I'd have like a spare key somewhere.
So
they
Frederick
would
would
case
know
of-
where a key would be.
Yeah.
Or maybe even Frederick carries a spare key. Just
Yeah, like just
Okay.
in case of an emergency.
All right, Frederick, let's croak in.
All right. So I'm gonna look through here to see if there's that like head key to the storage access in his room.
Van, where do you keep your
On me.
on you? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
you
was worth a look.
you shuffle around. There's a desk. There's some other stuff, but no key.
I seem to not be able to find it, Mr. Frederick. It is unfortunate indeed. I'll have to go back to Van. I thank you for your help in this matter. He is quite distraught.
I
Mhm,
feel like I would normally carry it on me, but maybe give it to Frederick when I leave town.
Makes
Just let him
sense.
hold onto it. Yeah.
Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is go down to the dock district and find myself. I think we called him Three Fingers, the bartender, from our first session, and I want to hire a whole bunch of sailors and just kind of generally dirty people, like a bunch of them, to go pray at Lady Elisa's temple.
How do you tell them that you're hiring them to pray?
Well, the
Make
first
that
thing I
happen.
do is my contact's Mr. Three Fingers, and I tell him in like thieves' cant or whatever. He's like, "All right, so there's this nice cherry pie sitting on a windowsill, and I'm afraid that one birdie isn't going to be enough to get to it because of this window. I need myself, a good 30, 40 birdies to work for me. Any falconers you may know of around here?"
30 or 40 birds is a lot. It's a big flock.
It is, but it's a simple task. All they need to do is chirp.
Just some chirping. Well, I don't know 30 or 40 off the right away, but maybe you can find a way to get 30 or 40 birds to head somewhere. Maybe get some bird seed, toss it about. They'll all come flocking and chirping of their own.
Absolutely, absolutely. What kind of bird seed they eating these days? Is it shiny or is it more of a different kind?
The gears in his head slow. So he tries to keep up the metaphors and goes, pretty? Beautiful bird seed?
All right. I see what you've done. Now, you go ahead and you tell any birdies that come on into this bar here that there's going to be some bird seed available in the Church of Lady Elise. And all they need to do is sit and chirp here at, and I give them a time, like in the evening. Like whenever the church is usually going to be kind of breaking for like meals or there's going to be fewer people in there,
Lunchtime.
I give them that time of day.
Yeah. So that's actually like 3 hours from now.
Okay, great. 3 hours from now, and there's going to be some birdseed in there for them. They just head on by. And then I'm going to go to basically the docks and just kind of walk around talking loudly to myself about bird seed in the church in about 3 hours, and I just walk around, and I probably look insane to most people, but I just walk through like the crowds in the dock district, just repeating that for about an hour.
Okay. All right. Done.
Okay, so then my plan is to go to Lady Elisa's church in about 3 hours, and there's just going to be hopefully a congregation of people that have arrived, and I'm going to kind of go up to each one of them in turn, acting like I'm praying in front of various god statues or whatever, and then I'm going to just kind of slip them. I'm going to slip them. Well, I guess it depends on how many there are, but I'm going to slip them at least a couple silver each.
So you get to this
Just into their
temple
pocket.
around this time when people
Uh-huh.
are usually breaking for lunch. It gets a little calmer around there, and in start filtering all sorts of sailors. Now, it's worth mentioning that Lady Elisa's temple, the one that she runs, is in the noble district of town. Usually,
Mhm.
it's just filled with the hoity-toity posh people,
Perfect.
the well-to-do. Of course, it's a temple, so anybody is technically welcome to come in whenever they like. This just happens to usually be attended by the nobility. So all these sailors come walking in, looking around, checking things out, going and praying, and the few nobles that are in there immediately look like stop what they're doing, kind of just what's going on, and they kind of gather together and whisper, and then they start to leave in twos and threes
Nice.
All right.
until it's just you and a pack of 8 sailors.
Oh, fun. Okay. Well, I go to each sailor and I give them 4 silver each, quietly, kind of off to the side, and I say, "Now chirp loudly and get their attention, please." And I do that to each one of them.
Okay.
And my hope here is that they are going and getting the attention of the various acolytes and people in the temple.
They have the acolytes' attention. They're walking around. Some of them start like touching things, and why doesn't our temple have paintings are so
Perfect.
good here? Look at this. Hey, I think I can reach your boobs. Ha ha. And you start like,
Perfect. And while they're
and the
busy
acolyte's like,
doing
no, don't, no, stop that, put it down. No, what are you doing here? Why are there some? Put down. They're running around. This is
Excellent.
insane.
Good. And as they get all of the attention possible on them, I'm going to make my way quietly and as stealthily as I guess I can over to the head cleric access and take out some tools and try to quickly make work of this lock.
What is your pick lock's percentage chance?
My pick lock percentage is 45.
That's pretty
Damn.
good, actually.
Not bad at all.
Let's see what quality lock they have here.
Please be crappy.
And I have my thieves picks.
Right, that just keeps it.
Right. I just wanted to make sure that that was
Yeah.
known.
Good.
Does he get a bonus for the amazing high he's having after coming up with that amazing plan?
I guess the lock types are in the DMG.
You even gotta know the scroll when you see it.
Yeah, that's what I just thought of.
He
that.
can't read.
I can't read.
Nope.
Just have
I
to
can't
grab
read.
all of the scrolls.
We'll see what's in there,
Yeah.
Could be one scroll enshrined on something, it could be a dozen. B, C, D, E.
Oh God, why can't you read?
Because it's more beautiful if he can't.
I just want him to get in there and like bring me a scroll of like I don't know polymorph or something.
I just imagine him like bringing every single scroll he finds, like sneakily out the door. He's like,
Just polymorph him into a healthy human.
"Hey,
Oh, that would work. I
That
think.
would work. Yeah.
Or oh God, I don't even know. It's not even a D&D spell. It's one of the weird, creepy sex spells from Fatal RPG.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. 45% chance, you say?
45.
There we go.
All right. DM rolls in secret.
Come on, low dice.
This lock is a lot harder than it looks. Much harder, and you're having some trouble with it. But sure enough patience and enough work on it, and you get the tools in just the right spot, and everything clicks and turns, and the door opens in your hand. But it is definitely a above average lock quality.
Oh man.
All right.
You really should have brought Malachi with you.
Excellent. So I enter in and look to close the door behind me quietly and see what I see.
It is it's that same weirdly shaped room. It's kind of shaped like
Right.
the town almost.
They're kind of like backwards L.
Yeah. And there's a couple of shelves with some rolled up pieces of parchment. There's some vials and what looks to be like potion containers lying about. There are holy symbols stacked. There's some other drawers. There's shelves. There's some robes. But mostly the room is kind of empty. It's quite a large room and not all that much in there. You do see some interesting. There's like some iron maces lying around. So there's an iron dagger lying around as well, or steel, I should say, instead of
shit.
iron. But
Probably
you
worth a
you
lot.
see a catch of 12 potions and 8 scrolls.
Okay.
Oh, and you know there's
Um,
also another a chest in here that probably contains all of the money for this temple.
Okay. First things first. Scrolls size wise, do they fit in my bag?
Yeah, totally. You could fit all 8 in your bag. Because I'm talking like scrolls small scrolls. There's also some like big, huge, fat.
It's not like
rolls.
those big, like tubular, like.
No, there are some of
scrolls.
those really big ones, but those are probably like sacred texts. If you're looking
Okay.
for like magic
So
writing
they're
scrolls,
smaller.
they're smaller, rolled up.
Would there be any way of me? This is a stupid question because the answer is no. But is there any way of me identifying like more valuable or more complexity in the scrolls?
No, no way.
Yeah, I know. Okay, scrolls in the bag, all of them. I'm actually gonna keep them somewhat separate. Scrolls go into my one of my large sacks, and then I'm gonna look at that chest. Is it locked?
It is locked.
Go for it. Let's pick some locks.
Just realized how suspicious this is going to look when the scrolls go missing and then my father miraculously heals.
You cannot pick the lock.
Okay.
It is out of your ability.
Okay. Then I pick up 1 or 2 potions. I pick up 2 potions at random, put them in my backpack, and I will leave.
Okay, let me figure out which potions you've taken from the temple. Did not ever expect to have to prep this material in advance. Breaking into the temples and stealing their supplies, it's unthinkable. How could you?
Should be ashamed.
It's relatively straightforward, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, when you got a dying dude, you're gonna go to the temple and take some stuff.
Well, to be fair, I think the sailor's bit helped a lot.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah, that was very smart on your part, Greg.
Ah,
Do you have the forgery skill by any chance?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I'm a hunter and illiterate.
No, but you don't have to be literate to be able to forge stuff.
That's fair, but my secondary skill does not include forgery.
Yeah.
So I do not believe I could accurately forge anything.
I was gonna say you could just like forge every single scroll that you steal. Just like replace them.
She's she tries to cast them ever at one point. She's like, why isn't it working? This is not magical. Oh, that'd be beautiful.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
hold on. I have
Yeah.
to read
Wanna
what
be
this
able to
does
see
before I.
something, yeah.
What the fuck, guys?
I did not
Oh.
ask, nor do I condone this.
Trying to cover it for yourself.
It's too late for that now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If he
Oh.
steals a bunch of potions, I had nothing to do with that.
True. True.
He gives me a scroll. I'm gonna use it.
All right, I have these potions written down now. Hold on. But I can't find it where the cleric's house. And she has 12 spells total. It's going to take me a little while to write these down. If you guys have anything you would like to chat about in the meantime.
So, stealing from the church.
I mean, this is exciting for me because when we first created the characters, that was one
This
of the
is what
things
you said
Malachi and I
you
were
wanted
going
to
to do. And then we kind of abandoned that because it would be really dumb for friends to steal from our friend.
Yeah.
But this character was entirely created for the initial mission of stealing from the church. Like that was what my thief skills went into at first. And then we only hid in shadows and sneaked for a while. So I was like, shit, we better put some stuff in that.
Yeah.
I was wondering why you had such low hide and shadows and sneak, but you put everything into pick locks, didn't you?
I put everything in pick locks and pick pockets because I was
Oh,
going to be
wow.
stealing from the church.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
No, I feel like if you're trying to metagame a thief, pickpockets is probably the one that you want to put like no points into.
Yeah.
Because like find and remove traps, hide in shadows, and pick locks are all far more valuable.
Yeah.
And honestly,
No, for
pick locks is
sure.
kind of
Dungeoneering wise, at least.
crowbar.
I was all in on this idea. It was hilarious to me that Malachi and I were going to steal some like artifacts and sell them on the
Yeah.
black market. But this is a good substitute. I enjoy this.
I wonder what Malachi's doing while all this is going on.
Crook, did you realize that you get XP for the GP
Yeah.
value of the stuff you steal?
I don't know if
No, I didn't actually, but I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Oh
we're
god.
level 5 here.
Croak is
Yeah,
going to
see-
level hard.
Yeah, you might just like get 5 or 6 levels right here.
No, the rule book specifically state you cannot gain more than 1 XP or 1 level per session.
Okay.
Shit,
Wait,
though, you can
what
get
if he
level
gets
3.
more experience than that though? Will he just
It
level up into
cuts
the-
off. I think it's either like 1 XP below the next level, or it cuts off at halfway. I'd have to
Okay.
double check in the rule book.
So it doesn't say you can just like gain that XP and then levels are awarded to you until you catch up.
No, you
Okay.
stop gaining XP at a certain point.
All right.
But that would be a ton of experience because it would be the rest of what I have to get to level 3 and then all of level 4, right? Like that's more experience than I'll probably get.
Don't you
I like
need
to
like
imagine-
1,200?
You steal like half the scrolls and you steal like thousands and thousands worth of potions, and one of the things you fail to steal is cure disease.
Yeah.
That would be the funniest thing ever.
You better fucking go to Malachi to like identify those scrolls because
That was actually my plan.
Okay.
The fact that you say that is funny because that was exactly where I was going next.
man.
I'm trying to think what I'm doing. Like, you're going to turn up with the way to save him, and I'm probably like going through the house and like appraising or
He was selling the thing.
Well, honestly, Croak's thought was that Malachi would either be bereaved at his house or talking to us or bereaved and like drinking with us. And since you weren't drinking with us, my first plan was to go to the house to find
Yeah,
you.
I
So,
think that's where I'm definitely.
if you're
in the house.
there, that's perfect.
I mean, he
Yeah.
is already 58. It's like even if you save him, he'll die not too far down.
Yeah, 58's old, right? From
So
this
you-
kind of.
I mean, like even if you do save him, it's not like you're gonna be holding off on that inheritance forever.
It sounds stupid, but he's got like a squeeze going on with this woman, hasn't he? I feel like he's got something to live for.
No, that's pretty fair. I mean, he's
Yeah.
writing erotic fan fiction. For it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's.
Let's just ignore the
reason
fact
to
that he's
stay
your
alive.
father. You know,
Hey, man, there's just no good family relationships on this cast.
I think I've got a good
we can make that
opinion
happen.
of
Plot
him,
twist.
but I don't think we're particularly close.
Plot
My
twist,
parents
my
kinda
dad
like me.
is dead. He just like left to
They
go-
leave you in the cellar and don't let you see customers. Are you sure they like you?
I make that choice for myself. All right. I
Uh-huh,
brew ale,
uh-huh.
all right? Oh,
bet.
well, the thing is, it's probably Stockholm syndrome with him. Like his parents don't want him out, but he doesn't want out anyway. So it's perfect for them. He likes being in the cellar.
He likes it in the cellar.
Yeah, he likes brewing ale for people who he would never meet.
like sitting down, just like
So I'd have to have 6,100 to hit the cutoff of multiple levels. That's probably not happening.
You're fine.
he's just like scratching his face down in the cellar. It's like, yes, nobody likes nasty breezes.
It's like at some point I'm probably imagining like I just get tired of brewing for a night and I don't accidentally, but I on purpose just drink like a whole keg and I've got just this empty keg of ale next to me and I'm all distended. That's a beautiful image.
You're just laying on your back with a big bubble.
Yeah, and you come down and you're like, been loose, and it's like, shut up.
Oh man.
Okay, almost done with all these things. Got to make my notes. Sorry,
All
had
right.
to be.
Well,
I
Neil
normally would
finishes
have the
that up.
stuff prepped ahead of time, but
Yeah. Well, while Neil finishes that up, we should set up our private chat and figure out how we're gonna burn the whole town down.
No. The goal is not to burn the town down. It's to run this bitch.
That may be your goal. Oh well, no, actually, no, that is my goal. No, my goal is I don't really care as long as everyone gets to try my ale and likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm totally with you, Crow.
And when I run this bitch, everyone drinks the ale. Like you're the
Fuck
number
yeah.
one ale supplier.
Done.
Two
Let's
drink.
do it.
Yeah.
Two
I'm
drink
totally-
minimum every time you enter a building.
Yeah, it's like someone's just standing at the entrance of every building. Would you like some corny ale? And if they say no, it's like I wasn't asking.
Yeah. It's like you're walking into your own house. There's a bouncer outside. 2 drink minimum.
Yes. Yes. Such plans.
God, there's so many spells.
Oh, you're having to generate all the scrolls. Gosh.
Yes.
Everybody's conflicted about Corny's ale. On the one hand, they hate being forced to buy it all the time.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I just get it though.
It's good ale. I mean, it's not bad ale. I've got the best ingredients and the best pizza. And
Just become
Ale.
Papa John's.
I just become the Papa John's of ale. That's it.
Next thing you know, you'll be making brookies.
Okay.
I
Everything
understand
is
that reference.
all right. I've got all of our
Okay.
stuff.
Nice.
All
So
right.
does he just like walk out with like his pockets just like stuffed and like?
Well,
bullets?
no, that's
He's, like, smuggling
I have it in my bags, right?
He's got like cantaloupes under his clothes.
I'm fat. It's just extra rolls.
Yeah. Yeah, you hide it well.
Oh.
I do, yeah.
Okay, and you grabbed 2 potions, right?
I said I grabbed 2 potions at random and all the scrolls. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm very sad that the lock on the chest was too much for me.
Okay. Continue.
Okay.
What do you do now?
So then I leave the special room and as quietly and stealthily as possible, and then try to leave the temple.
Not
that
a
was a
problem.
really easy
You
heist.
slip out the temple.
That was a really
Excellent.
easy heist for such like priceless
Yeah.
artifacts and scrolls.
Well, first, who steals from the temple? And well,
This-
whatever. I should not say anything. I should just let it play out on its own.
Yeah. Let it happen.
He's cursed now. He activated a trap card.
I refuse to say anything.
Croak, I hope.
I am going to find Malachi.
Where did you say you were going to go to find
I
him?
am going to his house where the dad is wasting away.
All right.
That is the plan of action for me.
You find Malachi.
All right.
Excellent.
I come to the door and look through the peephole and like let you in. Croak, what are you doing here? And I've got my deep bags under my eyes, like I haven't slept.
Mr. Malachi, Mr. Heelsing told me there was a way to cure disease in the temple written on a scroll, and unfortunately he was powerless to get it, but I fear I have that power myself. Now, I know if I return to him with all of the scrolls, he will be mightily upset. But if you could identify for me the correct one, I can bring it to him, and he can heal your father.
Can I do that, Neil, without casting Identify? Can I try and read the names of these scrolls?
You need to the read magic spell.
What time is it?
Would a cleric recognize a scroll on sight?
No, you would need to like if you unrolled the scroll and looked at it, it's kind of gibberish to you, but it looks like gibberish in the magic of language, sort of gibberish.
Okay.
So, well, hold on. Let's break things down a little bit more here. Let's slow down a bit. There are 3 types of scrolls. There are magical protection scrolls. Anybody of any class can read these. You don't need anything to do. Anyone can just pick up a magic protection scroll and read it and cast it. Then there are wizard scrolls and there are priest scrolls. Those are other 2 categories. To read a wizard scroll, you need to cast read magic to know what the scroll is, and then you can cast it from there. Or you can just cast the scroll with not knowing what it is at all. Same thing for priest scrolls, except I don't think you need the read magic on it, because priests don't have read magic.
Nice.
I would imagine not.
I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that in a moment.
I will say Baldur's Gate doesn't require you to use read magic to read.
Baldur's
priest
Gate
scrolls.
is not.
Totally
canon.
100% legit.
Look.
Priests do not get read magic, though, do they?
I don't think
No,
that's
we
a
do not.
thing.
Would it be reasonable to assume then, if priests don't need read magic, then these are written in such
Malachi
a way that
should,
Malachi
yeah.
could read them?
Yeah.
He should be able to read it.
Makes sense to me, Neil.
Yeah, I'm not seeing her read magic. So.
Let me look up scrolls in the player's handbook. Just a
Because it wouldn't
moment.
make sense for like clerics. Like if clerics don't have read magic, it wouldn't make sense for clerics to have to use it to read a scroll.
Right, that doesn't make sense, but there might be, well,
I'll
scrolls.
look and see if
Page 144, page 57, scrolls used by thief. Thieves, you may want to take a look at that.
Use magic device.
Wait, what book?
Player's handbook.
Can you give me that page number again?
57, I think.
Oh, that's right. I have a different version of the book than you.
Okay, it's under the thief character creation area.
Also a creating. 43.
Okay, the only way to know what a scroll contains is to silently scan its contents. For scrolls containing wizard spells, this requires use of a read magic spell. Other scrolls can be read by all. This
There we go
scan
then.
does not cast the spell written on the scroll, but it tells the character what is written there and exposes him to the effects of any curses.
I feel like that makes sense because priests are much less secretive
Yeah.
about their
Okay,
magic.
so for anyone who can read, could read these priest scrolls and see what spells are written on them, unless there are wizard spells on them.
So maybe
All
I
right,
like smash a load of stuff off like the dining room table and like start unfurling these scrolls one at a time.
All right. The first scroll contains 4 cure critical wounds spells on it.
Holy shit.
The second one contains insect plague and animate object. I'll copy and paste these all to you.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
third is hold poison, cure critical wounds, and blade barrier. The fourth is neutralize poison twice and heal once. The
Shit.
fifth is dispel evil once and sticks to snakes once. And the last one has protection from dragon breath, protection from cold, and 2 cure disease spells.
Bam.
Here is the full list. I'm posting it in Discord.
All right.
that
Well,
dispel evil.
but you need to be a
Yes.
priest to cast them, Neil.
No. Anyone
Alright.
can read these, I think.
I would.
I say to Croak. Croak, where did you get
Yes.
these? The temple. You stole them. I appreciate it, friend.
Anything for friend. Friends are the most important things.
They're gonna know these have gone missing when my father is healed.
Yeah, I would personally come to Van Helsing with the
I think, Mr. Malachi, that you should not cast this spell. I intend to leave this scroll with Mr. Heelsing, and in the morn he shall find it. The rest of these, I think we should secret away, because, as you say, they shall know that things have gone missing.
Okay, I need to revise something. Priest scrolls can still only be cast by priests, but anyone can read them to know their contents.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes more sense.
There we go. Because at 10th level, thieves gain the ability to cast priest scrolls.
I
Right.
would advise finding a way to leave it with me before the morning because I don't
Yeah,
know if that will survive
He
the night.
might not make it through the evening.
Okay.
Rogue.
Then I shall leave it with him this very night.
You will leave it with him rather than speak to him personally. I suppose you're right.
I
If you-
fear that stealing from a church, even not his, may irrevocably harm our relationship. And as I said, friends are first and foremost.
if you can leave the scroll with him and he doesn't necessarily know that took it or that left it there, perhaps this can all work out.
That
Go.
is my plan.
Make like the wind.
Yeah.
Who's
Please.
keeping the other scrolls?
I want to have Malachi secret them away for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I spend the next few minutes trying to look for a place in the house to hide them.
Malachi, please write these scrolls on your character sheet.
Yep.
Except for the one that has the cure disease stuff. It is important that you keep track of these. If at some point they're just not on a character sheet or missing or something like that, that means they have been misplaced by the characters and lost. So write them down, keep careful track.
Can I get the? I just have 2 potions. Can I just keep that on my character sheet somewhere?
Yes, you can try to identifying potions. You basically you taste some of it.
Okay,
if
I'll
it's
do
a-
that later. I just want to know what I'm doing with them. Those are staying with me. I haven't told anyone about those.
Okay.
Okay, so I make to the half pint to find Van Helsing.
Okay, you find Van Helsing at the half pint.
Van, how deep are you in drink?
I don't think he got drunk. Tipsy, maybe.
Okay. I order you another drink, and I talk about the gods, and I say that you'll find that often they are kind folk, and those who pray and believe hard enough may grant miracles. And we have a deep conversation about it. I feel that your true faith will be rewarded tonight. And I'd like to use my pickpocket skill to slip the scroll into like his bag or his pack.
What
or
is
his
your
pocket.
pickpocket skill?
30.
Does he get an advantage though because he's not trying to take it directly out of his pocket?
No, I was gonna say any advantage is also lost. I mean, you're trying to
It's
put
the
something
same,
in, take it out.
It's the same skill.
I
To
mean, he
put
can
something in, take
repeatedly
something
roll
out.
it, and like he can repeatedly roll it over the conversation as long as he doesn't roll like a 97 plus.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Well,
yeah.
let's
Right.
roll your thing.
Oh shit, I'm not even in roll 20.
Yeah, we haven't actually had a single
the
roll
single
yet
dice.
today in
Yeah,
game.
that's what I was
Nope.
saying, like-
Is that within your limits?
One fail.
First fail.
Conversation continues, and I talk about the plight of man and in sickness and health, but in time that the gods may look favorably on us all. And I roll again, and I fail.
What's your chance for this?
30.
That's, yeah. Keep rolling.
Oh god, I see your HP roll at the top.
And
Sorry, you
I
might get to
say-
make another one.
Huh?
You might get to make another one soon.
Yeah.
And I say, sometimes we have to look inward at our own possessions, and we may find what we need here amongst ourselves. And I roll it again.
100.
Yes!
No.
All right.
No.
So you
You
notice me with a
catch him.
scroll, kind of trying to shove it into you.
I fucking called it.
Oh god. Huh.
Oh shit.
This is good.
I say, what is that?
I look you dead in the eyes with the
I like
scroll,
reach out to
and I
grab it.
say, "It's the work of the lords.
I kind of
Of
look
keep
at it.
yourself." And then I leave it on your lap, and I leave.
Okay. I think he looks at it and has this like moment of just kind of shock on his face, where he wasn't expecting this, and he kind of like puts his head down, completely conflicted. He has his eyes closed, and after a second, he just kind of like looks up with a hardened face and just stands up with the scroll and starts to walk toward Malachi's house.
Yeah. There we go. Where do you come back to the house, Craig, or do you like go back to your own living quarters?
This is what I fucking get.
I'm trying to find a fall guy for my crime. Let me think for a bit. No, I don't go back to the house. I do something else.
Oh man, this is what I fucking get for serving a chaotic good deity.
Yeah. At least you're still within the realms of realism.
Yeah.
So what? Do you come to the house?
I come straight to the house and I say, Malachi, I don't know how I received this, but I have a chance to save your father.
I feign shock. Oh my
What?
god.
I know
What-
how I
what-
got it directly, but I don't know how that happened. Right?
What is this?
Is what I meant.
And I like look over the scroll and start like reading down it.
It's a
Is
chance
this-
to cure your father's disease.
I look like one last glance out the window to the ship, and look back at you and say, "Let's go."
All
Start
right.
running up the stairs.
I cast it. I go straight up to him. I do whatever is needed in preparation, and then I cast the spell from the scroll.
Okay, give me 1 sec here.
Turns out it wasn't a disease all along.
You cast it, and it doesn't work.
The real cure, guys.
No,
is
the nice
power
part
of
is if it doesn't
friendship.
work, then they'll never suspect me, because if I had stolen the Cure Disease scroll, he'd be alive.
Okay, cool. So you go over and you cast the Cure Disease scroll.
Yes.
It takes a few moments. You chant the words. That section of the scroll crumbles in your hands, just like falls off of the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the color kind of swirls. The dark splotches that had been growing larger quickly just fade, and the color returns to his skin. And he breathes. His eyes flutter open, and he
Like-
looks up and around as the color returns to his face.
Father.
I don't say anything. I just stand up and I look toward Malachi and say, I must speak to Father Owen. And I just kind of
Thank you,
walk out the door.
Van Helsing.
But I take the scroll with me. I don't leave it with him. I take the rest of the scroll with me.
Malachi?
Yes, Father, it's me. You're alive.
Was I dying?
Yes.
Ugh.
Somebody did this to you. There is time for that. You must rest. Sleep.
Huh? He rolls over and is quickly unconscious. Van Helsing, what are you doing?
I walk into the temple. I go straight to Father Owen. I have the scroll in my bag. And I kneel in front of him. Like, is it empty? Like, are we? I kind of like want to speak to him alone at this point.
You could. There are people about. If you want to speak to him alone, you can ask to speak to him privately.
Yeah, I asked to speak to him alone.
All right, he takes you into his personal chambers.
I kneel down in front of him and I say the oh so famous line of, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned."
What have you done, Malachi? Van Helsing.
I pull the scroll out of my bag and I hand it to him. I say, "I do not know how this came to me. I did not steal it from the temple. However, I have a strong suspicion that is where it's from, and you can confirm it yourself if you would so choose.
He
I knew
narrows
this
his
was-
eyes.
I knew this was a likely I knew that this was likely its origin, and I chose to cast it anyways, to save a life. But where I've sinned, I've already come to make a penance. I will find the man who cast this spell. I will find this cleric, and I will bring him to justice. I don't know how long it will take. It could take a year. It could take many years. But I will not give up on this quest until I have fulfilled my penance.
Come with me, he says, and he roughly grabs you by the collar. How tall are you?
Like 6 feet. I'm really tall.
All right. So he grabs you by the collar until you're on your feet, and then it's just like he's reaching up to drag you with him.
I kind of like gently grab his hand and take it off and say, I will follow you.
He takes you back to the temple in question, and as the two of you approach, a whole bunch of acolytes run up to you and say, "Oh my God, there were sailors all over the place. They were touching things and doing all sorts of weird things, and then they all left at once, and we there's been a break-in, Father Owen. Come look." Father Owen turns and glares at you, and you're brought into the storage room, and they point, and he walks over and looks and goes, "There's the scrolls. They're all gone." And
I look at him with like a very serious face at hearing that.
and he looks at the potions, and I don't know how many there were, but maybe these are all. I know we had at least some scrolls. I don't know how many potions that should be here. The treasure chest. He goes to open the chest, and it's locked, and he tries to shake it, and you can hear the jingling of coins inside. He goes, "At least that's safe." Oh my God, what?
Scrolls and potions?
Scrolls for sure. Maybe hold on. He looks over at the weapons.
I
I don't know the
I
inventory.
see him starting to panic, and I just kind of say, "Calm yourself."
There were weapons here, and there were holy texts and books. I have no idea. I don't have an inventory. Wait, the inventory page. He looks around, scrambles over to a desk, opens some drawers, pulls out a list that has like the supposed inventory of whatever's in here. There are things that are crossed off, and he hands it to the acolytes and say, catalog everything, find out what's missing." And they immediately begin searching the room and tearing it apart. And while Father Owen turns back to you and says, "Van Helsing, what have you done?
I had no part of this break-in.
How did you get this scroll?
It was handed to me.
By who?
I don't know.
Someone
I
just
promise you
handed
this.
you a scroll in the streets?"
Yes, likely a messenger. Here is the promise I will make to you. You said there were sailors outside, and I kind of turned to one of the acolytes.
Many sailors, half dozen or so.
Then it sounds like we have investigating to do. And I kind of just turned to Father Owen with a very serious face and said, I had no part in this break-in, but I don't doubt that I don't doubt the reason for it was because of me. Therefore, it's my responsibility to help you resolve this matter.
I think we will end today's session with him glaring at you.
Oh shit.
Can I do
So
things?
You had better find a fucking fall guy.
Sure. What do you
Okay.
want to do?
I want to go to Three Fingers Tavern
Mm-hmm.
and find one of the big ugly sailors that helped me. I'm assuming that they probably, since they understood the thieves' cant, would stay in or drink in that bar. And I want to do the same thing I did to Van, but be successful and put those potions on him.
Nice.
So you're going to try and plant 2 potions on this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Give me some checks.
Got him.
Nice.
Nice. All right. So you go and chat with him. What is your distraction chat?
My distraction chat is about future birdseed. I say that was some fine clucking you did there today, you and your boys. I could always use hands like that. You know, if I ever am in need more of you, where can I find such lovely birds? They're really fine.
He looks around the bar. Right here.
Right here. Well, that's nice. That's nice. You guys congregate here regularly? Is there someone kind of I could get the word out to all of you at once?
Nope.
No. All right.
If you want to phone Bubba, you just look for Bubba. Bubba will be here.
Excellent. Excellent, Bubba. Well, you are a sleek, fine-feathered friend of mine, and I give him like a big, healthy pat on the back and like pay for a drink for him and shove potions in his pouch.
Okay. You give up the potions to Bubba.
Worth it. Totally worth it.
I like to imagine he's just like kind of chilling at the bars, like one by one, slipping potions into his bag. It's just like an assembly line.
Okay. And I
then-
guess we end here for the day. Croak, how much did you need to get to your next level?
About 1100.
And how much did you need to get to the level after that?
Another 5,000, so 61.
And so then for the level after that, you'd need 10,000 more. Probably because it doubles. Okay.
Well, I can only gain one level, right?
Right, you
So
can
to get
only
to
gain
level
one
3
level. I just was... Because I've got the total of how much experience the break-in was worth alone.
The,
Okay.
Out
the
of
scrolls
curiosity, how much
are in
was
my
it worth?
possession, though.
Yes, but you did
But I
not...
stole them.
Yeah.
He's not a thief.
So to get to level 3, I need 2,500. I currently have 1412.
You land
Okay.
level 3.
To get to level 4, I need 5 grand, and level 5 is 10.
Does he get to within 1 experience of level 4?
That's what I'm looking up right now.
Because if so, I think you're at 39.99, buddy.
Yes.
Or sorry, 49.99. You're at 5 grand for level 4.
Du-du-du-du.
Holy shit.
Good haul, man.
See, here's the problem. You might be screwed next session.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you might just be dead. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Well, this is why I tried to plant it, so that I wouldn't be... That is the whole reason I took the potions, is so that I could pawn them off on someone else. I never intended to keep them, and I could pawn them off on someone. I was initially going to frame Frederick, but I don't think I built up quite enough of a relationship yet. I was in the process of building a relationship with him, and he was going to be my fall guy. But I don't think I got there, so I decided to frame one of the people that helped me.
Okay. So I get to decide if you are somewhere between halfway or 1 point below the next highest level.
I feel like if he stole something worth thousands and thousands of EXP, he should be 1 point below.
Something
That's just me,
worth 10,200 XP.
Oh,
Yeah, I
shit.
feel like he should probably be at 49.99.
Yeah, go ahead and put yourself at 49.99. We'll just ignore the rest of we won't calculate any other XP for you here.
Oh, my goodness.
Today's quest was off track and ultimately abandoned. Today's quest was to, well, I guess not abandoned. It was to heal Malachi's father,
Which we did.
which
we
you
did.
did. You
and
did
we
get
apprehended
there.
Spike.
Wait, can we,
Probably.
before we go anywhere, can Greg roll a 1 on his HP really fast?
Oh, hold on. Let me get the dice page up. Oh, dice page. All right, give me your D6, Greg.
Come on.
Please roll a 1.
Do it.
We did it, guys! We did it!
You get another 30 points worth of thief scats to go wherever you want.
I get Thaco 19.
Yeah, +1 to hit.
This is really happening,
Goodness.
guys.
I have 1 XP to go, so I hopefully can roll again.
Hey, yeah, next session, no matter what.
Yeah.
Unless I die.
Unless you die.
I think there's a good chance you're gonna die with your 4 HP.
Oh my
I
god.
have 5. I have 5 now.
Oh, okay, you're gonna be fine then.
Oh, you're good to go,
Yeah,
dog.
you've got the most HP now.
Hey, as long as they only come at you with daggers, you're fine for at least.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless they
As long
crit.
as- That's true. If they crit, you fuck.
I need to go buy plate armor with all of the scrolls.
Hey, yeah. If
I
they're
have
worth this.
called 2 of your rolls in a row now. I said roll a 100, you rolled a 100. I said roll a 1, and you rolled a 1.
Oh.
1 in 600 chance.
Oh man,
Okay.
that was amazing.
So for quest experience, you did the 2-part quest of healing Malachi's father in 1 session. I was figuring that would take us 2 to go out in the hills and find a hill giant and bring his hair back.
Oh yeah, fuck
Hang
that.
on though, Neil. That wouldn't even have worked.
What do you mean?
Well, because the spell didn't work. Aldrich's spell didn't work.
No, but look, I mean, it doesn't matter. There
right.
were ways that the storyline did not get. It got grazed. It didn't get invested in. So other methods that would have worked did not end up
Okay.
showing up.
All right.
Also, he might have just failed his dispel magic. That's a thing that can happen.
Can that
The
fail?
worst part about this is that you might have been okay if you had not rolled a 100 trying to slip that thing into my bag.
I know.
Well, I think they already knew someone broke into the temple.
Yeah, well, from the beginning I knew I was going to confess it, and I was going to swear a penance to track down this cleric and find him and bring him to justice. Like, I've done something wrong, but I'll use that wrong to make it right. Was my idea for the penance.
Okay, let's see. You created your own side quest of bringing Spike to justice. You pretty much just did your own thing there. I think you guys are going to just go ahead and do the trial and everything. We don't. This
Yeah,
doesn't
at
need
this
to be
point,
role played. I think that'll
cooperate with
happen.
anyone.
Play it, like, do we? It's kind of a set thing. What's going to happen there?
Yeah, unless you have something in particular you want to do. Well, I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen for next week. That might be something we role play or something that we're not going to role play. But I'm just going to give you the experience for having done it now. But if that ends up being part of the story next week, we'll somehow fold that in or
Okay.
subtract it from next week's XP or whatever. So, bunch of experience for doing that.
Oh man, I think I'm going to level up and get 1 HP.
Well, but we didn't fight anything. And what else can I?
Sean should get experience for casting a spell that solved a problem, right? From the scroll.
Yeah, I'm just looking
Yeah.
for group experience
Which
right
is
now.
150
Okay.
XP because it's a level 3 spell.
It's almost as much as.
Okay, so everybody gets, except for Croak at this point, because he's chock full of experience already. Everyone else gets another 500 experience points for
okay.
quest completions and the such.
So I definitely level.
Individual experience awards. Let's start with Van Helsing. You are a priest. You used no powers.
I did cast a heal. Well, I cast the spell from the scroll, but I also used a healing spell on his dad, hoping that would help sustain him a little bit longer. Did that do anything?
Did 0 effect whatsoever.
Okay, so I get 150 for the scroll then, though, right?
No.
Really?
Spells
It says-
cast over using magical items doesn't. Making a scroll will give you XP, but not using a scroll.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was just casting cleric spells.
Spells cast to overcome foes or problems.
I feel like that's casting a spell to overcome a problem, because like a scroll is even rarer than having the spell. So it'd be weird if you don't get XP for it.
The priest gains 100 experience points per spell level for the spells which, when cast, support the beliefs and attitudes of the mythos. That's okay. Hold on. Okay, yeah. All right, sure. I'll give that to you. So that's 150 for that. Has a clever idea. Helsing's clever idea. You know, you were pretty quick on the top. Yeah, the clever idea was that what's his name was murdered. Now, that may not be the case, but the suspicion and walking around there was pretty good. So let's give you another 50 experience for the murder investigation. Malachi, let's give it to you for that as well. For both of you guys investigating that murder, even if it hasn't gone anywhere. Idea that saves the party. Party was never in danger today.
Nope.
Player role plays his character well. I'm going to say Van Helsing, that was pretty good, giving yourself up like that. Why don't you take 150 experience? Malachi, being pretty content with your father dying and then quickly going about and appraising everything in your house and trying to value your estate. I'll give you 200 for that. Croak, you don't get any more experience. Suck it.
Oh, I think he's okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Yeah.
Let's see, Corny. What did you do today, Corny?
What did I do today? Corn doesn't do that much. He just hands out wine and rhymes.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten to killing anything, which is literally what he's supposed to do.
He's the fighter, and the group is
He's
so
a fighter.
not
Can't be-
fighty.
No, he's a fighter with 2 HP.
Oh, you need the experience.
I do exactly.
It's a shame.
But I don't think I did that much this session.
Okay.
I gave lots of wine out, but yeah.
Lots of wine.
Mhm.
Got people drunk everywhere.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we're gonna end it with that, and let's also. It's been a month of in-game time, so I'm gonna charge you guys daily living expenses and stuff, or monthly living expenses.
I got money.
So.
Did we do Malachi's experience?
Hmm?
Did we do Malachi's experience?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
Malachi got 200 for role playing.
50 for investigation.
Yes. What the hell is the? Is that on another page? Is that in the DMG? I think it's in the DMG.
Damn, I almost doubled my XP.
Ah, here we go. Cost per month. You guys are all living. Let's see. Corny, you pretty much don't have a cost per month. You live with your parents, and they pay for all your stuff, so you're
Awesome.
you're set. Croak, you are living pretty high, right? You're actually staying in inns and eating stuff all the time,
Yeah.
so you're actually going to have a pretty high living cost. What type of inn? Do you stay in a common inn or a poor inn? What sort of lifestyle do you want to maintain?
I think that I usually stay down by the docks and make like my meals and stuff in the half pint or wherever. Like I spend time in the half point, but I'm usually staying down in like the rough and tumble area because that's where I can make contacts and things.
Okay. So chip out 8 silver for a week of living in, or a month of living in a shitty inn. But I'm going to charge you the daily rate for food.
Okay.
I'm going to charge you a higher rate for food because you
Okay.
eat a lot and stuff. What? Hold on. No, that should be 30 times 4 divided by. So give me 12 gold for food.
Okay.
Malachi, you have your lodgings taken care of more or less.
Yep.
Helsing, all of your costs are taken care of. Actually, I'm going to charge you I'll charge you both some for the food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do eat it.
Yeah, you guys eat and drink a lot. So each of you chip in 3 gold for food and drink that you eat out.
Done.
All right.
And that's your month's worth of expenses. Did anyone else level?
Yes, I did. So let me roll my 2 HP really fast.
No, 10. 8. Let's do it. Come on.
I could get up to a 9 because I get D8 plus 1, but it's going to be
Do
a
it.
2, so here we go.
No, you're gonna win. You're gonna win.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well done.
All right. That puts
Finally.
you at level 2 as well.
Yes, I'm level 2 and I have 11 HP.
Woo.
All right, Mr. Tank.
Yeah.
Well.
Corny, how close are you to leveling? What's your XP?
Oh God, I'm at 1354, so I need
Out of
640 about.
And Malachi,
have-
where are you?
I need to go back on the board, but I think I'm about 1800.
Out of 25?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Corny, are you sure you're that low? Because that's like really low experience.
1350.
Yeah, I have
If-
1932.
Oh, I know. But
Yeah.
you've been getting spell casting XP and stuff like that. I haven't
That's
been
true.
killing anything. That's where I get most of my XP from.
Yeah, I did get like a bonus 300 between the roleplay and the spells.
Yeah.
today.
Corny has been under XP'd.
Yeah, guys, we need to kill things. That's why I really wanted to go to the ogres and stuff. On the off chance we actually kill one, I actually get
Kill an
XP.
ogre, take
If
his
you could,
testicles.
if you soloed the ogre, you'd get 3,000 experience.
If we had slept the giant and cut his hair, how much XP would we have gotten?
If you had killed him.
Well, we still
Not-
might do
like,
might do that, right?
Wait for him to fall asleep and cut his hair off. I don't want to like kill him.
Oh, well, that would be. Well, let's not worry about it. It would have been a lot, but
Can't you insta kill people if they're asleep?
yes, but that's not slaying in single combat. You don't get
Okay.
experience for murdering in sleep.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh,
Oh, wow, all right.
okay.
That makes
Let's.
sense.
So that's that. Good game this week, guys.
Yeah.
I think we'll be playing next week as well. Oh, we were supposed to discuss during a break, and we kind of never got around to it. Moving the time
Oh,
Oh,
a little bit.
Oh. Do you want me to talk about it? I would
Yes.
request that now that Neil's back in America, so it's not like 1 a.m. for him there anymore. If we could move it forward just a couple of hours, it'd make it a lot more convenient for me. Because right now it's like 6. It's at 6, so I can't really do anything before, and I can't really do anything after.
right.
Whereas if it's at 8, at least then I can eat beforehand.
Yeah.
So
I think I can
forward
manage that.
by 2 hours. So noon to 4 instead West Coast time instead of 10 to 2.
If it's genuinely an issue, though, I mean, I can live with it.
I think that's fine for me.
You said forward by 2 hours.
Forward by 2 hours. 2 hours later in the day.
can I get back to you on that?
Yeah,
I can't make a decision
Sure.
based on work schedule right now.
we're gonna keep this same time for next week, but this
Okay.
week we'll figure it out and discuss it and see if we can't move it. If there's a problem, this is the time that we agreed on when we started the show, so we'll just keep this time. But if it works out conveniently for everyone, we might move it around. But next week it'll be same time, same
Mhm.
place.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, man.
All right.
I'm gonna go get some lunch, and then I will come back and we'll do some more streaming, more preparation probably for next week, and figuring out some stuff that's around other areas. You guys have anything you want to share with the world before we leave?
Thank you
Nope.
so much for coming and watching us. It's
Yes.
so much fun to play
Yeah,
these
that too.
characters.
Yes, be
Absolutely.
sure
Guys.
to tune in next week where you can watch all 11 of my HP whizzle away as my head gets lopped off by the executioner.
Yeah. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Later.